No, no, Zoom. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Please give us a few minutes to start. Can you mute? Hello, everyone. Welcome to MoEngage NEXT. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are, to all the MoEngage customers. And we also have some of the attendees who are non-MoEngage customers as well. Welcome you all again to MoEngage NEXT. And MoEngage NEXT is a virtual forum where we do on a half-yearly basis, where we talk about some of the latest product innovations that we have been working on, which will really help our customers improve engagement, improve retention, and also customer lifetime value. I'm the co-founder and CEO of MoEngage, and I'm Ravi. And I would and before we kind of start about some of the kind of things that we've been working on, for those who don't know about MoEngage, I would like to start with a quick introduction. So we are a company, we are a global leader in the customer engagement space. Started off in 2014. We're a 9-year-old company, and we have customers across various verticals, whether it is retail, financial services, media streaming, and various other verticals as well. And to talk about the problem that we are solving at MoEngage at a holistic level, over the years, basically we have seen, as we started working with various consumer brands, we have seen that consumer brands have to deal with various disconnected point solutions. And whether it is marketing and product teams within the consumer brands. So probably they would have started with a solution for email marketing use cases. And then over time, they would have adapted a mobile marketing solution. And they might have even kind of integrated a solution on the website to improve the conversion rates on the website. And we also have seen companies adopting analytics tools, which are majorly built for product teams, not really built for today's marketing teams, and which basically kind of limits the kind of customer insights that are available for marketers. And we also have there's also this transactional messaging part, which is completely kind of siloed from the overall marketing communications. And these transactional messages can be your order updates, OTP messages, post-sale communications, and all of these messages. And we have seen that companies typically have to use homegrown solutions to power these transactional messages. So these are all the different kind of siloed, disconnected solutions that consumer brands have had to adapt. And we are solving that at MoEngage, and which sort of ends up leading to impacting customer experience and retention metrics, as well as even the lifetime metrics. And we are solving all of those challenges with a unified customer engagement platform that helps consumer brands unify the customer data across all the different kind of touch points. These could be our websites, mobile apps, and various data sources. And we are offering this integrated solution which enables marketers and product owners with AI-driven customer insights. These could be insights like where are people dropping off in the customer life cycle, which customer segments need attention, which customers have a propensity to churn, all sorts of insights which enable brands to kind of craft those one-to-one personalized engagements across over 12 channels, which we natively support. And we also have brought the whole transactional messaging with a purpose-built product. We call it as MoEngage Inform. We launched it in second half of last year, which enables brand to bring both marketing as well as transactional messages in one single unified platform, and where you can actually use this product to kind of orchestrate transactional messages across channels like email, SMS, notifications, and so on. We have seen increased adoption of MoEngage Inform from very good number of customers over the last 6 to 9 months. And we have built a separate product called MoEngage Personalize, which helps brands personalize the website experience for each individual customer. And all these products are built on this unified data model as well as the data stack. And today we also have a customer story from Tanishq, where they will talk about how they are using MoEngage Personalize and MoEngage recommendations to improve the engagement and conversion rates as well. And before I talk about some of the latest product updates that we are working on, I want to kind of like talk about some of the 3 important pillars for MoEngage. We believe MoEngage is a very strong customer-centric company, and that's something been a cultural value for every MoEngager right from day one. And that's something we are really proud of, and we are really proud of the kind of the trust that we see from our customers, and that keeps us going on. We also invest a lot in our community initiatives, where we create a peer-to-peer learning community. We call it as #growth, where people can learn, where growth teams can learn from each other and share best practices. We do quite a bit of growth summits, growth mixers, training and certification programs, and so on. And we're an innovation-driven company. We have been introducing many industry-first innovations over the last 10 years, and we will continue to do that even today. And today we're going to talk about 6 important product updates, and focused on enabling consumer brands to really unlock the value of the overall customer data and create contextual experiences for your customers, which really delight your customers. To start with the first product update, we have seen, and to start with the first product update, if you look at the problem statement we have seen over the years, is that brands need unified access to customer data to be able to create those customer experiences. And this customer data can come from your client-side touch points in real time through our MoEngage SDKs, whether it is from your apps and websites. But we also have seen that the customer data is increasingly being scattered across various cloud data sources. We have seen increasing adoption of cloud data warehouses. These could be your Snowflake, BigQuery, and Redshift, where consumer brands are kind of bringing the data together in these data warehouses and want to be able to kind of activate that data. We also have seen enterprises using data lakes like S3, and some of the enterprises using data lakes like SFTP and various other cloud data lake sources. Now the data is kind of scattered across these various sources. Now to be able to activate and make value out of this customer data that is sitting across these various data sources, so far it has been that you need to kind of get your data engineering team to build those reverse ETL pipelines, which basically kind of increases the time to value, which increases the need for your engineering team to kind of build these pipelines and also maintain these pipelines. So these are some of the challenges that we have observed from our customers, what they have been experiencing. And at MoEngage, we always believed in the need for making it easier for brands to kind of bring in data from any touch point in a seamless fashion. And to solve this problem, we are introducing what we call it as Cloud Data Sync. And Cloud Data Sync is a versatile solution, which is built for ease of use. It enables brands to kind of bring the customer data that is sitting across various data sources like your S3 data lake or your Snowflake warehouse or your SFTP files. And we'll be introducing more and more support for more cloud data sources. You can bring all of this data into the MoEngage customer profile in the form of user properties or events, and really then unlock and activate this data. It's very easy to set up. So we support you can access all of these cloud data sources through our app marketplace or through our data imports section. You can define the authorization credentials just one time. And once you define those authorization credentials, and what you can do is, for example, if you're a media streaming company or a telecommunications company, and you have data sitting in a warehouse around your subscription plan, for example, and which gets refreshed, and your data science team might be even enriching that table with additional churn propensity scores, for example. So you can set up a simple cloud data sync within MoEngage, where you can define the data source that you want to import into MoEngage, as you can see here. And once you define that, you can map the tables from your cloud data source to the user properties within MoEngage or events within MoEngage, and that's it. And you can define the sync interval, whether it should be as low as 15 minutes, or it could be on an hourly basis, or it could be on a daily basis. And these imports would automatically run. MoEngage will ensure that these imports are happening on a regular basis. And if there's a challenge with any of these imports, we will send you an alert to your respective teams so that you know that a specific import has failed, right? So it's very easy to use. And now adding to the now coming up, and we will be introducing more support for more cloud data sources as well. And what if you have a use case where you don't need to kind of use some of these data for personalization purpose? What if you have data in your warehouse on which you want to just segment on top of? So to solve that use case, what we are working on, what we call as warehouse audiences, which basically enables any consumer brand to kind of directly segment on top of the customer data that is sitting in your warehouse, create the segment, and directly target them with a campaign. So as you can see on the architecture on the right side, so that's where we are headed. So we enable you to kind of bring data from your, let's say, mobile apps, websites, cloud data sources into the MoEngage platform. And for use cases where you don't need to kind of bring in the data for dynamic personalization, or even for certain verticals like financial services, healthcare, and some of these regulatory verticals where you don't want to be, where you have restrictions in terms of what data you can share with the MoEngage platform, you can then directly kind of create these audiences on top of that data that is sitting in a warehouse, and then activate across all the different channels that we support. So this basically, and what we are working on is kind of like a no-code audience builder that can directly sit on top of your warehouse, creating what we call it as a zero-copy architecture, right? So that's the first major product update, and this is something on the various audiences. This is something that we are working on, and we'll be excited to kind of work with any beta customers who want to kind of leverage this solution as well. And before I go to the next product update, I want to kind of quickly touch upon an important aspect. We have a Q&A that's going on. So please feel free to ask any questions at any point of time. So we have product managers at MoEngage who would be answering some of those questions. And we also have a 15-minute session, 15-minute for Q&A at the end. And where we will also be specifically kind of taking all the questions that we are receiving from our customers. So let's definitely make it very interactive. So coming to the next product update, and coming to the use case, what we have seen. So we have seen the need for consumer brands to bring in some of these segments that are created outside the MoEngage platform, along with some of the dynamic personalization data for that segment. The use cases can be multifold. For example, one of the use case, let's say if you're an e-commerce company or a commerce company, you want to kind of create a campaign targeting a segment of users that are created externally, where you want to kind of personalize with dynamic coupon codes, right? And typically, the current approach for a modern CEP platform like us is that you need to kind of import them in the form of user properties. But the use case in this case is just like you want to kind of have a short-term use case where you just want to use that data only for a given campaign. And similarly, we have seen especially for verticals like financial services, healthcare, telecommunications, where they have a lot of data that is sitting in their systems, where they want to kind of where they also have a workflow, where the data analytics teams are creating these segments and also kind of generating that campaign metadata. And where you want to kind of bring all this kind of campaign content and metadata into the MoEngage platform. And this use case can be about, for example, your credit card expiring alert that you want to, credit card payment expiring alert use case, or it could be a credit card statement use case. We have seen that some of these companies in these verticals where they want to kind of bring in these different campaign metadata and actually use it for their campaign use cases. The problem with these use cases is that if you bring the data for these use cases in the form of primary data models like user properties, which is one of the majorly used kind of the main profile table within MoEngage, it leads to various challenges. It firstly, because these are campaign level content or metadata, and if you're importing the form of user properties in the profile table, it creates a lot of clutter in your main profile table. And especially for verticals like financial services and so on, if you're doing hundreds of campaigns, you're actually kind of creating a lot of unnecessary profile properties, and which leads to a lot of maintenance. And also, you need to kind of change your workflow in the way that you are actually doing it. To solve this kind of use case of like entities beyond the user profile, we wanted first also kind of give you some sense of the data models that companies in the space typically support. So if you look at the modern customer engagement platforms like MoEngage, I mean, we came up with the data models of user profile table, and you have a versatile events data model, which enables brands to kind of bring in the real-time events from any data source. You can also bring your product catalogs and also device information, preferences, and so on. And there are these supplemental data use cases, as we talked about. These are specific to specific campaigns. This could be your campaign content, coupon code use cases, recommendation use cases, and these could be specific only to certain set of campaigns. And we have also seen that these supplemental data use cases are some of those supported by some of the traditional platforms like a Salesforce Marketing Cloud and Oracle Responses. Why, even though they do a bad job at some of the new age data models like events and so on. So what if we can bring the best of both worlds to you? And so we are today bringing the concept of auxiliary data, which basically enables brands to bring campaign level context or campaign level metadata into the MoEngage platform, and without kind of really kind of impacting your main user profile table. So it works in a very simple fashion. You can set up a manual upload of your supplement of your auxiliary data, or you can set up an automated sync from your SFTP or S3 cloud data source, and you can import them in the form of segments, and also import the whole dynamic variables. And you can easily reference in the campaign context. So as you can see in the image here, for a financial services company, if they're kind of creating a credit card statement sort of a campaign, you can just create an auxiliary data table for your credit card statements and set up an automated sync and then reference it within the campaigns. So and this product is very well built for the enterprise needs as well. But at the same time, the auxiliary data model is a very flexible data model. It has applicability for various verticals. If you're in the music streaming or media streaming vertical, you can, and if you have your weekly campaign, weekly trending music campaign to different personas, you can set up a one-time recurring campaign, and you can auto refresh this auxiliary table on a weekly basis without really coming into the platform and changing actually the campaign configuration on a regular basis. And similarly, if you're in a vertical like financial service, just give me a sec. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah. If similarly, if you are in a vertical, like in an e-commerce vertical or in a commerce vertical, or even a travel vertical, where you want to kind of bring in your recommendations, where you have a campaign for where you want to kind of include your recommendations, you can bring those recommendations in the form of auxiliary data and reference those in the campaigns as well. And coming to the next use case in the financial services, or even in the telecommunications vertical, you can actually, like we have seen our customers like Airtel in India, where they do kind of these subscription expiry campaigns. And where they basically have this data that is coming from their backend systems. So they can actually kind of create an auxiliary table with the subscription expiry content and reference that within the campaigns as well. So we look forward to kind of seeing how our customers can leverage the auxiliary data, and so that we can actually continue to invest into this area. And coming to the next major product update, now moving to the second aspect where we want to create those contextual experiences aspect of it. Now that you have access to all the unified data and coming to the contextual experiences, let's start with generative AI. So we all know how generative AI technology is taking the world by storm. And we have seen how various companies are leveraging this technology. And based on, we have been kind of experimenting with this technology, and we really believe that marketing is going to be one of the important areas where generative AI can really add a lot of value for our customers. And we have seen a lot of interest from our customers in terms of how they want to kind of leverage generative AI. And we also have seen how customers are already kind of trying to do something around it. Some of the people that we have been speaking with, some of the marketers we have been speaking with, they're already trying various ChatGPT or similar tools. And if you look at but the problem with some of these third-party GPT tools is that they are not first integrated into the campaign workflow. And the second part is they don't understand your brand identity and brand guidelines. They also don't take the feedback of what's working into the consideration as well. So we are solving all these problems, and we also wanted to build something that customers really use. Introducing Merlin AI. So I would like to start with playing a video to kind of give you a sense of how Merlin AI works. Cool. So doesn't it sound very exciting? Um, so we did not want to kind of just build a simple wrapper over like an open AI. We wanted to build something that customers really see value and can create beautiful copies. So we built a self-learning engine that gets better over time, that really understands your brand, that can really also kind of get better over time based on how you use it. So let's take an example of a use case. So let's say if you are a marketer and you want to create a copy for your, let's say, a Halloween sale or your holiday campaign. So you can define that campaign objective, and you can next define the keywords that you would want to be included. And what Merlin does is that Merlin also recommends some of the keywords, some of the best performing keywords based on the campaigns that you have run in the past. And we do it based on something called as a keyword quotient. And we also enable you to kind of exclude some of the keywords that are negatively impacting your engagement rates. So we show those keywords so that you can define the keywords that you want to exclude. And you can also define the audience that you're creating this campaign for, because whether you're creating it for like a Gen Z audience, young audience, or more, or even like a weekend patrons, you can define, and this is a very free-form text field. You can define your audience in the way you want, the demographics and so on. And you can also define the kind of the excitement that you wanted to, kind of emotion that you want to create with this for your customers, whether it is like you want to create a FOMO or an excitement, or you want it to be more of an informational copy. So you can define that. And you can also define the writing style. So it could be, you do want to include emojis, or do you want to kind of, and we made it very interesting. So you can even define, let's say, a writing style of Steve Jobs, for example. So it's a completely very versatile. And once you kind of define your prompts, and this is quite, and you can really iterate on these prompts. So you could see something like this sort of a copy that gets generated. And it automatically kind of includes the keywords that you defined, excludes the keywords that you defined. As you go next, and you can, once you like something, you can just use that copy. And you can also define, like, let's say if you don't like something and you want to kind of change the prompts, you can define, okay, I want to kind of change the copy because I'm creating it for like weekend patrons, basically people who typically shop during the weekend. And I want to kind of define like make it more fun, want to kind of create a writing style of friends. So it's quite very iterative. You can just kind of play with it. And you can see all the different versions that you have generated. So you can look at all the different versions and then just pick and choose. And then once you like something, you just kind of use it, right? And what we also have seen is that the second important use case that we have seen for Merlin is that people typically have a copy that they have from their creative team or a marketing team, but they want to rapidly experiment whether that copy is the right copy, and they want to create more copies to really kind of figure out the copy that really kind of drives engagement. So Merlin helps you with that. So you can actually kind of take your existing copy that you have from the creative team and generate multiple more copies with, again, additional prompts that you can define. So you can see all the different copies, and you can have multiple A/B tests of these different copies and really kind of rapidly experiment with ease. So I think that's something we are really excited about. We're introducing it today for push notifications as a channel, and it's quite deeply integrated within the campaign workflow, so that you can really use it. So with that, I think, and wanted to quickly talk about some of the things that we are working on in the Merlin roadmap. So we don't see Merlin as just like about content generation. There's a lot more things that we're working on. We are in the roadmap. We see the Merlin AI for creative generation, which is your image generation and asset generation. We also want to make it easy for you to create segments with natural language, where we are automatically kind of creating those segments based on your prompts. Even not just segments, but also campaign workflows in total, where you can actually jumpstart, and also a conversational interface where you can actually ask questions, understand insights, understand reports, and so on. So these are something that we're going to work on over the next year or so. So with that, I would like to invite Nalin, who heads our product, to talk about the next 3 product updates. Please stay on.
Thanks a lot, Ravi, for sharing all these wonderful updates with us. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you all and share the key product updates with you. As Ravi mentioned earlier, we put our efforts to help our marketers to unlock the value of the customer data and then use that to create more personalized and contextualized experiences. So with that as a background, I would love to talk about some of the key product updates which we have built to help you create more contextualized, personalized, and non-intrusive experiences. Moving on, I think it's a truism in today's world, which is saying that, hey, user-centric communication is the gold standard. It is. And most of us as growth managers, marketers, and product owners know that. But user-centric communication needs the marketers and product owners to be able to distill the insights based on the user behavior, to be able to understand those users' preferences, and then kind of create multiple segments or micro-target those segments to kind of deliver some relevant experiences. But assume that in the practical world, you would have multiple users who would be having very, very different preferences and who would want to be interested in different kind of products. Take an example that you have 3 users. One is Lucy, who's interested in comedy shows. The second is Max, who loves action thrillers. And then Leah, who loves rom-coms. And as a marketer of a OTT app, what you would want to do is you would want to serve them the content, or you would want to serve them the experience that they love and that they prefer. And to be able to do that, what you need to do is you would probably go about and create identify more users like Lucy, or identify more users like Leah, and kind of go about and segment them, and then probably create a campaign to target them with the relevant content. Now imagine a real life scenario where you are publishing more and more content every day. Your merchandising team, your content team are uploading new content. And now all these content titles, these are not just 3 content titles based on which you just create out 3 segments and 3 campaigns. What you need to do is you need to scale this whole initiative, because you might be having hundreds of cohorts, hundreds of personas, right? That's the real problem, right? And now think about it, that if you are a travel app and on bad weather days, you would want to inform your customers based on the flights which are delayed, instead of just passing a plain vanilla message that, hey, the flights are delayed because of bad weather. You would want to say, hey, your flight number ABC is delayed for this destination due to bad weather. So how do you scale those initiatives? In the current world, you would need to probably go about and create each and every campaign for each of these flights or segments. So scaling up this user-centric communication and keep it integrated with the business side occurrences is a challenge. For that matter, a lot of marketers are not also able to combine the business strategy to the user centricity because of such limitations. For an example, that you understood from user behavior that some content genres are performing really well, and you as a business started investing more into those content genres. And then you would want, once you have created those content genres, you would want to go about and target the users based on that. But how do you do that at a scalable pace? And that's where the business events comes in. Using MoEngage business events, marketers or product managers can go about and create the experiences based on how the business activity is happening. In the same scenario, you can just go about and target your users in a very simple fashion by looking at that, hey, these are the 3 user cohorts, or these are 100 user cohorts. You just go through the MoEngage business events, and you can serve a personalized interactive experience to all of these user segments. You now will be able to communicate to the users based on the business updates, be it about flight updates, be it about updates like your back in stock, and so many other things. So this is a completely brand new way to orchestrate and trigger your campaigns. As I was mentioning, that the use case are numerous and it's probably limitless at this point of time, in terms of that if you are an e-commerce app and some of your customers have viewed a certain product, you'd want to update them when the product is back in stock. Or if you are a music app, you would want to update your customers on the latest album releases. And once you do that, you might also be looking forward to inform them about new shows which are coming based on the past propensity of consumption of similar shows of the same genre, or maybe the different seasons or different episodes of the same season. You can also go about and send time-sensitive personalized updates based on their interests. For an example, if your users are coming to play poker on your gaming app or any casual gaming app they're coming to play, and if you're running some kind of time-sensitive events, you can just go about and do that. And all this is as good as setting up a single campaign on MoEngage, passing the dynamic data, which automatically creates a dynamic segmentation from that business event and target all those users in that moment, without you needing to kind of do the segmentation elsewhere, without you needing to trigger different APIs to send out different communications. We really hope that this capability allows our marketers and product managers to be able to create more personalized experiences and deliver contextual communication to their end users. Moving on, another exciting update that I want to talk about today is how we are improving the personalization or the depth of personalization that we currently offer to our marketers and product managers. I think, truth be told, that all of us, while we are marketers or product managers, we are also the end users. And all of us expect the experiences to be personalized. We are okay to share some bit of our browsing data, but we want something in return. And that's not an unjustified expectation for a user from a brand. So customers today expect personalized experiences. And the study shows that more and more customers would prefer to connect it with the brand only if they're getting something which is relevant, personalized, where marketers or the businesses are communicating that, hey, user, we understand you, and deliver the personalized experiences based on that. In the same vein, earlier this year, we kind of realized that personalization is easier said than done. A lot of us talk about personalization, a lot of us talk about one-on-one personalization, but it is easier said than done, because to do personalization, brands need to invest in a lot of resources, be it on data engineering side, be it on data sciences, be it on data modeling, and so many other places. That's why earlier this year, we rolled out smart segmentation so that our marketers and product managers can plug and play smart recommendations directly into the communications that they're sending, or to personalize the web experience. And so that they can deliver a better customer experience to their end users, they can clearly communicate that, hey, we understand you, we care for you, and hence we give you something that you prefer. And that's why smart recommendations was rolled out earlier this year. I'm really happy to announce that we have added 3 new models to our smart recommendations. And we believe that these 3 new models will help our customers to do multitude of use cases that they're blocked on, and it will help them unlock a lot more new revenue from the campaigns that they're sending. These 3 recommendation models are similar items, frequently viewed together, and frequently bought together items. I will elaborate on each one of these as I go further. In similar items, I think I probably need not to explain to all of you, because you probably know it better than me, and you probably would be doing it same probably on your app or on your website. But similar items allows your customers to be able to see the items similar to what they're viewing, hence giving them more choices at the time of purchase, and hence it will help them to make a better purchase decision and a faster purchase decision. And if you're using already MoEngage recommendations, similar items as a new model will be available to you really soon. Frequently viewed together allows us to kind of go about and tell the customer that, hey, these are the items which are frequently viewed together by other customers in the past. It helps you to showcase the product breadth and depth that you have in your catalog. And again, it gives the user a little bit more choice, which is a relevant choice, and helps you minimize the drop-offs and improve the conversions. The third and the last model that we have introduced is frequently bought together. Frequently bought together allows marketers and growth managers to recommend the user a product which generally is bought together with the product that they've recently purchased. It helps you to improve the customer lifetime value and deliver new recommendations to them in the need and in the moment. Now I would love to kind of invite Bhavuk from Tanishq. Tanishq is a large brand, jewelry brand in India, and I would let Bhavuk come and share the success that they have seen using MoEngage web personalization combined with the MoEngage recommendations. Bhavuk, over to you.
Thanks, Nalin. Thank you for setting it up in a beautiful way for me to segue. I think so. You have already covered what we have done in the recent past, and moving on. I'll just quickly talk about what Tanishq is. I'm sure that a lot of people on this call would be aware of what Tanishq is. Guys, can we have the next slide, please? Yes, thank you. So, as you guys are all aware, Tanishq is one of India's largest jewelry retail brand. We are under Titan Company Limited. We have about 488 stores in the country, and we have a very good offline presence. But it also made sense to sort of bring in this such a large retail brand to also on the online presence. And we have been always trying to work towards bringing our offline and online markets together. And that's where moving on to the next slide, we have also understood if to bring in an offline partner into a online world, there are a lot of things that we need to take care of. We have to bring in a lot of AI and tech features to let the customers have the same experience as they have in a retail store. So it's important to understand what are the new age buying initiatives that the world is doing, such as virtual try-ons, video callings, and live chat assisted to enhance the customer journey on the platform. But whereas with the same capabilities on the platform, it's also important to understand how are you going to engage with your customers, how are you going to personalize their journey, and optimize those journeys onto the festivities that are coming in almost next month. So moving forward, right, we understood that these features are available to us, but that's when we connected with MoEngage to personalize to go ahead and further personalize these recommendations via AI. So few things that we understood that how jewelry buying behavior patterns happen are more geography specific, wherein a product being sold in Kolkata would be more relevant in East, but rather than being relevant in the northern market. So that's where we brought in a geo-specific, geography-specific personalization onto our website and onto the app, wherein after analyzing the data from MoEngage, we understood that this particular category is doing well. And that's where we were negating those customers to purchase in the same category coming in from a particular region. And not only that, right, I think so what Nalin just mentioned about similar products as a capability, whereas, there was a customization that we brought in on is wherein we wanted to showcase the most wishlisted products on the platform to customers. Another AI specific recommendation coming in from MoEngage helped us scale up during our festive periods. And adding on to that, apart from the product specification personalizations, moving on, next slide, please. We did a lot of AI-based recommendations as well, such as recommended for you. Why this was a very good achievement for us, because this was the first time we sort of were able to understand the user behavior pattern on the platform, and as well as track the events that they're doing. And basis the category and the products they are doing, we through MoEngage personalization, we were able to recommend the most relevant products basis the user behavior on the platform. This segue sort of also helped us understand what are the preferences that the customer already has, and how can we leverage and upsell the categories that we own on the platform, adding on to which the customer is already browsing. Next slide, please. Yeah, so as we spoke about, right, we have already done a good amount of personalization through MoEngage, talking about geography specific and the top selling products of that particular region, with product specific personalizations, bringing in most wishlisted or most products that are added to cart, and as well as understanding the user behavior and recommending products basis of the category they're doing. We saw 107 uplift in terms of engagement with these slots, and as well as in conversion from a normal push notification or emailer campaign coming in. So moving forward, all of these activities have led to us in planning and strategizing our festival a lot better. With personalization, we have been not only able to capture these personalization communications on the platform, but as well as on third-party platforms, on communication channels like WhatsApp, push notifications, we have been able to further personalize the communication that we are doing with the customers, and probably nudging the customers with the same recommendation that they're seeing onto the platform, and putting that into our communication. So certainly this has been a great success for Tanishq, partnering up with MoEngage to bring in these personalizations on the Tanishq app so far, and on the website as well. Some exciting updates also coming in for this festives as well, but I'm sure the team will be opening up to the larger forum as well. So I think so that's it from my end to take up, my sharing my experience about how personalization has worked for us.
Thanks a lot, Bhavuk, for sharing all these success stories with us. I'm a fan of Tanishq as a brand, because it's my go-to place when I have to kind of gift my wife for anniversary or other things. So really a fan of the Tanishq brand. And I think what you talked about is really what we kind of go about and advocate for, that how a connected experience can be delivered using understanding the user insights, how customers experience can be improved when the marketers and the product owners try to combine the experience across the different touch points, be it about not just about communications, but also about app and website. Because in the end, if I'm sending out something on a comm and I do not kind of meet the same promise when the user is landing on my app or website, I'm losing out on a key opportunity. So very, very valuable insights for all of us. Thanks a lot for sharing them with us. Moving on. Imagine a life of a user, and you can put yourself in the shoe of your own users, which is that, hey, when I'm a user and I want to quickly make a payment to a merchant, I open my payment/wallet app and I go about and try to make the payment. And suddenly I see a pop-up which is obstructing the task that I came to do, right? And as marketers, this experience is something we definitely don't want to provide, because it results in a bad customer experience. But then how do we avoid these experiences? Because at any point of time, your app or website will be visited by different customers who might be having very different need. They might be looking forward to either casually browse, or they might actually be coming out to finish a critical task. So I think here the trade-offs that have to be made is that either you don't show a message or the business strategy that you want to drive, or you do it in a way which does not turn off your customers. I think all of us would have seen this, that you open an app and bam, 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 there are 3 or 4 pop-ups coming in probably after each and every step. And that is really, really a bad experience that turns the customer off, and definitely not a right experience which you as a brand would want to stand for. So what we believe is that there is a very clear need of brands who want to convert their users with the right messaging, with more context, with more interactive ways, but without being intrusive. But we believe that not many solutions like this exist for your app. At this point of time, most of the solutions are going to block your customer experience and deliver a bad experience. And that's what we are looking forward to change with in-app nudges. In-app nudges aim to deliver non-intrusive experience to your users inside the app. They are not going, just because they are non-intrusive does not mean that they cannot be interactive. These nudges templates are highly interactive. They are highly contextual, given the amount of flexibility you have for targeting and segmentation. And on top of that, it does not need a lot of efforts from marketers and growth managers to make them live for their end users. They are super easy to build, test them easily, and launch them in a jiffy. We are introducing 8 new templates for you to kind of directly kickstart with. And all of these are really, really powerful templates. You can use a picture-in-picture video or GIF to convert and retain more users. You can use these nudges to showcase your new marketing campaign, or your product walkthrough, or your new fashion accessories that you've launched. This is really, really rich format. It brings the right experience, and it also does not intrude the core workflow of your app. What it does is it gives you a power in your hand, which you can kind of use to convert the customers to deliver a highly interactive experience. Another template you can use to kind of go about and activate your customers. This is a slight nudge animated from the bottom up so that it is not blocking the flow, but it's still telling the customer that, hey, these are the steps that you probably need to do so that you can continue your financial journey or you can continue your onboarding journey with us. There are more templates which help you drive the feature discovery and product adoption. You can use them in multiple ways. These are just a few examples in how we imagine them, but the possibilities are largely endless. You can drive them to drive feature discovery, product adoption. You can even run offers on them, and so on and so forth. You can also, as a marketer, as a product manager, we always look forward to get the feedback. Hey, did I deliver the right experience to my app user? Or was the user able to find the right product that they were looking for? How was the end-to-end checkout experiences, right? And something coming directly, which is intrusive, forces a user to either just dismiss it or forces a user, like it's like pushing somebody against the wall saying that, hey, I need your feedback. But that is changing with this in-app nudge, where you can kind of ask the feedback in a non-intrusive manner. It's highly engaging, it's highly interactive, and it's beautiful. You can also make special announcements with the nudges which are animated from the top so that they grab the right attention at the right time for the user, yet not block their experience. Easy to dismiss, easy to remove from the screen. You can create it any shape and size depending on the viewable area on your app, and accordingly run whatever use cases you want, which is making your special announcements, giving them a birthday offer, their birthday, brand's anniversary, or whatsoever you may have. With this, we believe that we will be able to help our marketers to unlock the value of customer data and to be able to create highly contextualized, personalized, and interactive experiences, which are not the remnants of the past, which are new, innovative, and rightly modern. We have also put in a poll on your screens. You can probably go about if you like some of these products, and if you would love to get to know more about these products or get a demo of these products, feel free to click on the poll and our teams will reach out to you to kind of schedule a right demo for you so that you are able to unlock the power that we have just unleashed. Now, I think we will wait for 2 minutes for you to kind of respond to the poll. I would say that today we have unveiled 2 key products, the cloud data sync and auxiliary data, which can help you unlock the value of your existing customer data from wherever you have it, be it a permanent data or be it a supplemental data that you want to use for in-moment personalization. On top of that, we have also shared with you the updates around how we are working towards Nalin AI, the copywriter product, which is available for our customers now, as well as what we are building in future. We have also shared with you the updates around how we have built business events, which will help you unlock the power of business updates and send them in a scalable manner to your customers. We further talked about the new models on the smart recommendations. And last but not the least, we talked about in-app nudges, which are a new way to engage with your customers in a non-intrusive fashion. with that, I will look forward to move to the question and answers. So whatever open questions are there, we would love to take them. I'll invite Ravi. And we will go through, we will read out the question and we will try to answer to our base capabilities. If some questions are some place where we don't have enough clarity, we will always reach out to you post the event is done. So start shooting in your questions and we are looking forward to answer them.
And please feel free to ask questions even beyond the updates that we have shared today as well, if you have any. I think we probably we see a question about support of in-app nudges for Flutter. Is Flutter platform. So I think we just answered the question, but we currently firstly launching with support for native SDKs, which will follow the support for all the hybrid SDKs, including Flutter, immediately. Okay, good to see. More questions coming. Will Merlin AI generate the content like images, subject lines automatically according to the requirements?
That's a wonderful question from Ayush, and I think Ayush, we covered some bit of it in when we were showing the future roadmap of Merlin, which is that yes, we will look forward to add the creative generation, and we will also extend it to more and more channels, which is emails. With emails, probably it will be subject lines, it'll be more and more pre-header content, and so many other things. So yes, definitely this is on the roadmap, and we will look forward to bring these things to you really, really soon. Thanks for asking the question.
We see a question from Sonal about. Thank you for the question, Sonal. The question is about whether Merlin AI is available in Indian regional languages. I mean,
so I'll probably take a shot at it. So at this point of time, we have not built a clear prompt to say that, hey, this is the kind of language in which you can generate. But what we have done is the product that we've launched today currently provides a lot of flexibility for our marketers to add a lot of context. So the prompts can be customized. You can use the prompts and ask the Merlin AI to generate in Indian languages. We have not optimized it for languages yet, but while we were using it for our internal testing and validation, we found really, really good results in different languages, be it the Indian regional languages as well as the foreign languages.
Yes, so we look forward to kind of seeing how you use that and evolve based on the feedback. I see a question from Keshav, whether in-app nudges are available in India.
So at this point of time, in-app nudges are in the early access program. We are gathering feedback from some of the beta customers, the customers who wanted to kind of try it out early on. And in really, probably in a month or so, we are looking forward to open it globally to all of our customers, be it in India, be it in Europe, be it in Southeast Asia, and all the other geographies. I hope that answers the question, and thanks a lot for keeping us honest by asking that question.
And if you're interested in to be part of any of the early access program for any of these products, please feel free to kind of reach out to your customer success manager or showcase the interest. There's a question from Joe on whether the interactive video is on our new product pipeline.
I'm not sure what you mean by is interactive video, like as in which product context are you asking this on? I think in the in-app nudges, we have talked about the video messages that you can kind of share via in-app nudges. But probably to be able to honestly answer this question in the right spirit, I would probably need more context. But thanks a lot for asking this question.
Yep. I see the question about Snowflake integration, whether it is available now and what other warehouses are we expanding further.
Thanks, Rohit, for asking this question. I think it's a question that every product managers get once they roll out the product, that, hey, where are the other things coming in? And definitely it's on the cards. We will be probably rolling out more warehouse integrations really soon, be it about Redshift, be it about GCP, and further extending it to Synapse and others. So at this point of time, I cannot say with 100% surety when it is coming, but I would love to say that it is in the medium-term roadmap. So probably early 2024, you will see a lot more warehouses being added to this.
And Snowflake integration is available today in the early access program. So if you're interested, you can definitely try it out immediately. And I see a question about whether from Swati, whether we can get a recording of the session. Yes, so the recording of the session will be shared with all the registrants. Post this and you can share it with your relevant team members as well.
I think there is a question from Lakshmi in terms of that. Is there any form concept for getting feedback from users? There are multiple ways in which you can do that, Lakshmi. Our platform is having, as Ravi was talking about, we support more than 12 channels of communication, right? So what that means is you can use any of these channels to nudge your user to share the feedback about whatever products you have. Some of these channels will directly be able to support the form inputs, like your on-site messaging, pop-ups, and others, while some of these probably will be able to route your users to the right platform, like say a Typeform or survey platforms like Qualtrics to be able to capture the feedback. So all in all, yes, you can do that.
I think there's a question about how Merlin AI understands keywords that might work.
So probably I'll elaborate on that, Ravi, first. So I think Ravi was talking about that Merlin AI identifies the right keywords which have worked for your campaigns in the past. And for our marketers to be able to make a right decision and to know that what are the keywords that have worked in the past, we transparently show the performance uplift that each and every keyword generates. We call it Keyword Intelligence Quotient, KIQ, which says that if a certain keyword was present in campaign 1, what was the average uplift that this campaign had with respect to the campaigns which did not have these keywords. So it's a very clear statistical analysis. And for us, it was our attempt to combine the creativity of Gen AI and fuel in the science of the performance marketing into it to make it a best of both the worlds for you.
I see a question from Keshav, and we'll probably take the last few questions. Please keep them coming. Whether Merlin AI is equally helpful for service industry, just like the product industry. These could be probably services related to maybe lifestyle services. And yeah.
So I think our platform is built for both product and service companies alike. We believe that any experience that you want to deliver to your customer has a part product, part service attached to it. And what is really important is that even if you're delivering a product capability or a service, you would need to constantly keep the customer expectations matched. You would need to do a back and forth communication with them. You need to go about and say, hey, this is a service status update, or this is where the service will be delivered. You would also need to go back to the customer, ask about their feedback on the service, and so many other things. It might also be about the verticals, which are service-based in terms of you might be an IT services company, you might be a medical services company like a pathology lab, or a medical like a clinic, and all those things. So all in all, I would say that the platform is built in such a flexible and powerful manner that can solve the use cases both for product and service industries. Now coming back, whether the Merlin will be able to kind of add value to the service industries, definitely. Merlin AI is working on the basis of the whole LM models that are out there. And if you are using the right prompts to represent or to fuel in your brand tones, your brand empathy, and then talk in a service-oriented manner, yes, definitely, it has worked wonders.
Okay, I think there are more questions coming for Merlin. I think I see a question from Mohana about till what. I think I see a question. Can we create campaigns for the WhatsApp channel?
So at this point in time, we have rolled out the very first version for our customers to be able to create the push campaigns and the content for the push campaigns. But definitely, as I was mentioning earlier, that our objective is to kind of bring in the messages for all the channels. We did not find the value for WhatsApp in the first go, because at this point of time, the way WhatsApp works is that you are allowed to put in only the templated messages. So the templated messages have to be pre-approved. So marketers do not have the liberty to use Gen AI as much in the templated outbound messages that are sent via WhatsApp. So when the WhatsApp gives us that flexibility, or when we look forward to kind of serve the free-form messages, this is a place where Merlin can definitely help.
I think there's a question about till what date will Merlin AI study and learn from the campaigns that are created. I think we'll probably take one more question after this.
Sure. So when we talked about that Merlin AI looks forward on the past campaign performance, it is mostly updated. The frequency of updation varies in terms of 7 days or 15 days. So it's more so of to optimize the technology in the early access program, so that we can kind of get more and more feedback on how, because the recency is probably not going to add as much value unless the marketing strategy or the marketing tone or the brand language itself has changed drastically within, say, last 7 days, right? We are looking forward to kind of have a long duration data, put in the keyword analysis on top of that, and then recommend it to our marketers to use it in the copy generation. So we believe that the refresh frequency is probably very optimum for our customers.
Thank you. There's a question from Swati that while exporting the data from MoEngage to like an S3 bucket, why does the schema change? I think this is something we need to understand, get more context on what you are referring to, Swati. So please feel free to kind of reach out offline, and then we can answer this further. Thank you again for asking the question.
Yeah, and I think given the paucity of time, we might not have been able to answer all the questions, or it might so happen that after going back from the session, you might have some afterthoughts and some new questions will come in. Feel free to write them to us at product@moengage.com, and we would love to hear what are your thoughts. We would definitely try our best to answer all of those questions.
Thank you. I think with that, we will wrap up today's edition of MoEngage Next, and we look forward to coming back to you probably in the next few quarters again.
And once again, thanks a lot for joining us, giving us your precious time to latch on to this session and understand how we can help you more to further your engagement. So really, really thankful for all the attention that you've given us.